Were you watching the All-Star selection show?
I was pregame nap time.
How'd you find out?
When I woke up, my wife had texted me, and then our group text was going crazy, celebrating Wiggs, his first one. So it's pretty special. Good energy coming into the game tonight, and obviously for him, an amazing accomplishment and all he's been through his career, well deserved. And I know we're all just crazy excited for him to get his first experience.
Feel a little overshadowed in the moment in the group chat and everything?
Yeah, I think there was a 30-minute delay before Draymond realized he didn't say congratulations to me. Then I got a little half. I think I got a quick slide on the pregame edit. They had a whole highlight reel for Wiggs, and then a little splash page came on at the end, oh yeah, and congrats, Steph. It's beautiful.
You guys have been pushing him to be an all-star, but not. I mean, you haven't really been pushing him to be an all-star starter. Did that surprise you when you saw that pop up?
I mean, you never know how that stuff goes. Fan vote's awesome, and I know he benefited from that being out here and the love he got, and then the media and the player vote and all that. So when it all shakes out, you feel like the 24 guys that are supposed to be in the game will be there, and starting is a huge honor and accomplishment. And for him for that to be his first one, he's getting the full experience. But it is part of the whole process of how guys are selected, and we'll see next Thursday. Get Draymond in there, see who the other reserves are, and identify the best guys in the league so far.
Steve was just saying how special it is to see you and Klay back together, but also to see Andrew in that mix. How much fun is it for you to see how Andrew's playing alongside Klay right now after they had never had this opportunity?
With Klay, it's easy to play with him because he is obviously an amazing scorer, amazing shooter, demands a lot of attention out there. So the hardest part is just trying to keep things simple, because you can always try to do something special in every possession, and that's where you get in trouble. And we still have a tendency to do that from time to time. But it's a fun way to play when everybody's a threat. Wiggs stepping up and knocking down his open shots, still being aggressive to get to the basket. But if we can keep things simple across the board, somebody's going to be open, and we love any one of us, up and down the roster to take the shots that are open. So it's great to see Klay continue to make strides and find his rhythm and make his presence felt, and want to keep that going.
Klay is shooting a lot more off the dribble and pull-up threes than catch and shoots, which is kind of his forte before getting injured. Does it feel a little bit different with those different nuances that he's brought with his game since coming back?
I think a lot of it has to do with how he's being guarded, because from 2.5 years of being out and how loud his return is, I'm sure there's a lot of game planning on make sure you know where Klay is at all times. So there's got to be bodies on him, and I think early he was being aggressive, trying to find his rhythm and not letting the game come to him. And with that extra attention, it was just tough to find good looks. And as he's gotten more comfortable and become more patient, understand how to manage his minutes a little bit better, you've seen the results. So showing the full repertoire of his passing abilities, like you said, being able to make shots off the dribble, attack, get to the rim, take what the defense is giving him for the most part, and that helps him get into a rhythm.
Was tonight's shooting from everyone just a culmination of everyone figuring out how to play with each other? Obviously, you're still missing Draymond, but you, Klay, Wiggs, Poole, but all these guys just finally feeling each other out.
Yeah, I think a lot of it too is we've had 2 or 3 games with a consistent rotation, which is helpful, and then again, keeping things simple in terms of how we are creating, our shots and our good looks. Drive and kick, drawing a crowd, finding the open guy, making quick decisions, and finding just whoever's open, you pass it. I know Coach talks about it all the time. Over the course of 48 minutes, it usually works, and then you build confidence from that. As the game goes on. So it's a great way to play when it works, and when it does work, you have nights like tonight where guys are just stepping into open looks and knocking them down.
Just first off, sharp suit there.
Thank you for your acknowledging the
Yes, sir.
freshness of the vibe. I appreciate it.
When you guys got Wiggins, what did you envision what that fit would be like, and how much has that lined up with what you've seen?
I think with the transition from our finals runs to what we're trying to build now, he fit a specific role at the 3 spot and could be an amazing defender. Can give us different looks on offense that we necessarily didn't have. And then just allowing him to, I say, take pressure off himself, like in terms of fitting into how we play and what we do, but also maintaining who he is as an extremely talented, vet at this point. That I think you looked at his numbers while he was in Minnesota. He was averaging over 20 and usually pretty efficient. So if he could find a way to elevate his defensive presence, and then play off of me, Draymond, now Klay, and the rest of our guys, like, we would try to make the game easy for him, and then he does what he does. So it's just a matter of him buying into that process, staying consistent, and he's gotten better every single opportunity since he's been here, and he obviously has a new accomplishment to show for it.
You've played against Wiggins and now obviously with him. You were just talking about his time in Minnesota. Is there any part of you that's kind of surprised that it's his first time as an All-Star? And was there any talk about that with him before the season at all?
No, you realize how hard it is to do that. Like, that's why I don't ever take it for granted. You have to have an amazing individual year. You got to be in the right situation. You kind of have to impact winning. Like, it's really competitive at every position, and especially in both conferences to make that list. So you look at some of the guys that have at his position that have been there year after year after year. It's stiff competition, and for him to now crack through that threshold is pretty awesome, and to do it in a Warrior uniform and be a part of our culture, our DNA, and represent what we do in Cleveland, where he got drafted, and now full circle moment. It's pretty awesome.
Steph, do you think Draymond forgot to congratulate you because he was relishing in his new TV gig that he landed today?
Possibly. He's probably going over his scripts and getting ready for his shine. Apparently, we got the same memo of our dress code. So, yeah, he's fit for that role. I know it's amazing that he's breaking barriers in terms of, as an active player, filling a broadcast role. I'm sure he'll find the right balance to it, like he always does, and maintain the priority of playing basketball. But it's pretty dope that he's finding new ways to express himself.
Steph, there was a moment, I think maybe first quarter, where you hit a three and it looked like you got on the horse. Was that the sign you were feeling normal, feeling like yourself shooting the ball?
Just having fun with myself, even when obviously I've been shooting and trying to stay confident, keep taking shots that I feel like I can make, and when a couple go down early, it's a good feeling. You want to kind of ride that energy, ride that wave, and for me, like, it's the balance of maintaining who I am on the court and how I enjoy the game, even when things aren't going your way. That joy has to maintain, because I think everybody feeds off of it. So that's the temptation I was talking about a couple of games ago. If I'm in my feelings and thinking about my shot and all that type of stuff. It takes away from everything else that we do and that I can do to help impact winning, even if I'm not, shooting the ball. So when you do make something, you got to have some fun with it.
You guys had, Cat had 23 in the first half. Third quarter, you guys came out with some aggressive doubles, got the ball out of his hands. He had 5 points in the quarter, 8 points in the second half. How important was that? Because you guys were down 4, and at half, you were up 14 at the end of 3. How important was that little adjustment?
It was big. I think anytime you go in a game with a guy with his caliber of talent and the way he can score and put pressure on the paint, and he obviously Loon was in foul trouble with some tough calls, and he took advantage of that. You play that balance of if he's going off and scoring, like make sure everybody else is limited, and we weren't doing a good job of that either. We giving up open threes. We had some turnovers that turned into transition for them. So you can't give up everything, and then I think it activated our defense to know we could fly around. Like, obviously, we want to take Cat out of it, but it helped us get more engaged on everybody because you have to be on alert. If you're going to trap, everybody has to be in the right rotations, and you can only do that if you have good energy, and sometimes you got to switch it up a little bit to kind of get yourself going. So it's kind of shutting him down, but also getting us activated.